Hi, friends. Last week we looked at the life cycle of an apple. So, our apple started out as a seed, and then it became that young sapling, and then finally it grew the flowers, the apple blossoms. I wonder if you remember what color our apple blossoms were. They were pink. They had their apple blossoms, and then finally, after the flowers died, the fruit grew on our tree. So, we're going to look specifically at the fruit of an apple tree. So, I have an apple on my table. This week, we're going to look at the parts of an apple. So, I want to show you some parts of the apple. First, I'm just going to show you, and then we'll talk about the parts. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of different things on the outside of this apple. I wonder if you saw this part. Where do you think that would have been on the tree? It is the stem that connects onto the branches. I wonder if you can even see really close here that there's a little leaf that's still there. Can you see that little green leaf? So this is the part that connected to the apple tree. I see the outside of our apple. I wonder if you know what the outside of an apple is called. I'm going to give you a hint. Let me pull my sleeve up. What's this part on our bodies called? It's all on the outside. It's our outside covering. Skin, that's right, skin. So this is called the skin of the apple. It's the outside covering. I wonder if you remember from our orchard field trip visit what this is. This, my friends, is on the bottom of all of your apples because it's where the flower used to grow. So I don't know if you remember, but the flower grew here, and then when it died, that's when the fruit was able to grow. So what happens is the apple gets so heavy that it flips just like this, and then it's ready for picking when it's ripe. So this is where the flower used to be. Okay, I think we should start our project. Today, we're going to make the parts of an apple tree, or not an apple tree, an apple, and we're going to do the outside parts first. So we just looked at a few of those outside parts. Let me get what I'll need from my envelope. That way I can show you. Okay, friends, from your envelope, you are going to need your plate. You are also going to need 3 pieces of red tissue paper. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3 pieces. And you need your green piece of paper and a small dark brown piece of paper. Okay, I have all of my things. Let me say them again. Your white plate, 3 red tissue paper, dark brown small paper, and your green paper from your envelope. From your supply box, you'll need scissors and glue. Look in my supply box. This glue was empty. Oh, I forgot one last thing, friends. You also need a pencil so we can write our name on the back of our project. All right, I think I got it. Okay. So I need to organize my work a little bit. I'm going to turn my paper plate to the back so I can write my name. That way I know it's my work. Ashley. Okay. I don't need my pencil anymore, so I'm going to put that in my supply box. What should we begin with? Let me look at this apple again. I see lots of red skin. I think we should start with our red skin. Okay, let's look at our tissue paper. It's very long and thin. I'm going to hold it long ways to cut. When you're cutting out small pieces like this, make sure that your hands are over your table and plate so they fall right on top of it. We're making small red rectangles. I'm going to cut all of my red out, so I have 2 more to do. One more. The tissue paper is not as strong as the regular paper we've been cutting, so you have to make sure that your helping hand is close to your cutting hand to help hold up the tissue paper, otherwise it kind of bends down. There we go. Okay, I have all of my skin. I'm going to put it in the middle of my plate. I wonder if you know this apple has red skin. I wonder if you know any other apples that have different colored skin. Have you ever tasted a Granny Smith apple? They have a different color skin. It's my favorite color. They have green skin. Fuji apples have yellow skin. So apples can have different colored skin, but this apple has red skin. So we're going to make a red skin apple. Around the ridge, the rim and the ridge of my plate, I'm putting glue. It's very bumpy here. Put glue and then push your tissue paper down. When you do it the way I'm showing you, you really won't get glue on your fingers. Don't try to glue the tissue paper. Put the glue on your plate. Then just push it right on top. And then I touch the top of the tissue paper that way. I get no glue on my fingers. I do not like the feeling of glue on my fingers. Oh yes. Looking good so far. It really looks like the red skin of the apple all along the outside. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to put more glue here. Look how much glue I'm using. I didn't roll it up too high. You just need a little bit. And I'm not pushing so hard that it smushes my glue. I'm lightly rubbing my glue. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do my next part just a little bit. Why do you think I'm not doing the whole plate, putting glue all around the rim? Why am I just doing little parts of glue? Does anybody have a guess? Well, if you were thinking that I don't want the glue to dry, then you are right. If I let my glue sit for too long, it will dry and my paper won't stick to it. So I have to do small parts. That way my glue sticks. Okay, I'm going to do another small part of glue. Okay. This looks amazing. It really does look like the skin. It's so red. When I look at this plate, am I putting the skin on the inside of the plate or on the outside of the plate? I am. I'm going all along the outside, just like the skin of a real apple. Look at that, just enough. Okay, let me roll down my glue and take a good look at the skin of my apple that I'm making. Oh, yes. Let me change the camera so you can see that. There it is. The skin of my apple is all the way around on the outside of my plate. Okay, let's keep working on our diagram of an apple. So, let's see what I have left. I have a green piece and I have a brown piece. Wow. What part might I be choosing to do next? I see the stem and this green leaf here. So what I think I'm going to do is cut my brown paper into a stem, but let me look at the shape of that stem. Kind of looks like a thin rectangle. Okay, here we go. A thin rectangle. What do you think? Is that a thin rectangle? I think it is too, so I'm going to glue my thin rectangle to the top. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can't see from there, friends, but what I'm doing is holding the back, pinching, and counting to keep my stem pressed onto the front here. Okay, that looks like it's stuck. Okay, now I'm going to keep this little brown scrap over here. I might use that. What do you think this green might be for? That's right, the green leaf. Hold on, before I cut, let me close my glue again. I don't want it to dry out. Let me roll it down and put the lid on. Okay. Cutting the edge off of there. That's going to be scrap now. So I'm going to put my scraps over here. I cut off that corner too. Okay, now I'm going to start right here on this point. I'm going to turn my paper with my helping hand. Now I'm going to cut this corner off. Scrap. And I'm going to keep coming around to cut this corner off and come right back to this corner. This point right here. There we go. I cut that corner off. Oh, that does look like a leaf. Okay, I'm going to glue this on the top right next to my stem. That's where the leaf is on our apple. It's connected to our stem. Do you see it? Yep, right there. Okay, let me glue that down. Now I'm only going to put a glue on the bottom half of my leaf. I am not going to glue this top half because it's going to stick off my plate. I'm only gluing the part that's going to be attached to my plate. And then just like before, friends, I'm pinching the back to hold it and count it so it sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. There was one more part of the apple that I remember seeing when I was looking at this work, or at this real apple. So I'm going to show it again and see if you can find what we're missing on the outside. There it is, friends. This little part here where the flower used to be. Let's see what that looks like. It kind of looks like a brown piece that has little snips, like triangles coming out of it. Do you see that? They kind of look like tiny petals. So I'm going to make that with that brown scrap I had at the bottom went from my stem. Okay, so I'm going to cut this very small. Watch me. I think that's too big. I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, that's just right. Now, I'm just going to snip it like this. Snip, snip, snip. And look what it makes. It looks very fringy, doesn't it? Okay, that really does look like the part where the flower used to be. So where do I put that on my apple? Do I put it at the top by the leaf or the stem? No, I need to put it on the bottom of our apple. So I'm going to find a place right down here. Ooh, that looks great there. Yep, okay, I'm going to glue it down. I have an idea. I think that looks even better. I'm going to flip my plate over and I'm going to glue the apple the part of the apple where the flower used to be to the back. What a great idea. I don't need too much glue. That way my fringe just sticks out on the bottom just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me show you. Oh yes, do you see it right there peeking out on the bottom? Okay, let me change my angle to see. Oh, hold on. My glue. Roll it down, and my lid is on. Before I change my angle, I want you to notice that my scissors and glue are on this side with my apple. My work is in the middle of my workspace, and my scrap paper is over here. It's important to keep your work organized so you don't lose any of your pieces. Okay, let's see what we've done so far, friends. Okay, we have our apple diagram. So far, we've done the outside of our apple. What's this red part that we put all on the outside of our apple called? The skin. We did the skin of our apple. What about this? Our leaf. What's this called that's connected to our branch on our apple tree? Stem. And right on the bottom, we put that place where the flower used to be that we can see on all of our apples that we eat. Wow, we did the whole outside of our apple today. Amazing work, friends. Tomorrow, we'll do the inside of our apple. We'll cut this apple open and see what's on the inside. Then we'll work on the inside of our diagram. Okay, friends, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.